Hello and thanks for tuning in to Calcine TV. I'm Holly Shields and this is Metaverse. Today we're exploring the Liberland Metaverse, which is a collaboration between the Free Republic of Liberland, Zaha Hadid Architects, Mytaverse, and ArchAgenda AO. It's designed as a virtual industry synergy and networking hub for crypto projects, companies, and activities. The ambitious project is a virtual representation of Liberland, the micronation and sovereign state located between Croatia and Serbia that's been dubbed the world's newest country. And here to take us through their utopian metaverse development is none other than the President of Liberland himself, Vít Jedlička. I'll see you on the other side. Hello and welcome to Metaverse, Vít. It's great to have you with us. Thanks very much for coming on the show.
I'm really pleased to be with you and welcome to Liberland Metaverse.
Thank you. Thanks for the tour. It is an incredible place to look around. If I can get my avatar there to take a little look at the place, but it's been incredible so far, just what I've seen. So thanks very much for bringing me here. And first of all, I'd love to ask you what inspired the creation of the Liberland Metaverse?
Well, the Liberland Metaverse is really a result of the fact that we needed an urban design for Liberland, and we have one of the best architectural studios in the world with us, outside of some other 1,200 architects that applied for citizenship. So we basically started this collaboration with Zaha Hadid on this metaverse because we saw, since we have this great urban design and it's already in 3D, why don't we actually turn it into 3D space that is walkable? And that was actually long before the metaverse hype. So we started this project actually almost 2 years ago to get this up and running. So we have a little bit of advantage since I think we're both technologically and also in the way we want to run things, we're a little bit advanced.
That's incredible. I mean, it definitely looks like it was started quite a while ago. You've definitely got an edge compared to other metaverses that I've been in when it comes to the look, the graphics. A lot of things look very advanced right here, even though the development isn't quite ready. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, right now we are getting it ready for the anniversary. So there are just some features which I think are also actually already advanced compared to other metaverses. You can really come in any of these offices around and share your screen and discuss everything. And it can be groups up to 100 people, and we're even planning to scale that. But for the anniversary, we're planning a couple more cool features. There will be first jobs here. People will start having office spaces here. So I'm quite excited, that in 14 days, there will be actually first public show of this metaverse, and this building and also part of exterior will be available for visitors.
That's incredible. That is incredible to hear. And, I've got to ask that it has been said that this metaverse could be a template of sorts for Liberland's eventual physical presence, which, as we know right now, doesn't have much in the way of industrial buildings and the like. So how do you envision this sort of fusion of the virtual and real worlds?
Well, that's the point. Like this was actually created primarily as an urban design for Liberland, and secondary, it was created as a metaverse. So these designs and this urban planning is completely in line what is the physical place looking like in Liberland, these 7 square kilometers lying on the Danube River with this beautiful sandy island. By the way, we will be there tomorrow early afternoon. We are going to be in Liberland. We're having this cruise full of people. 100 people are sailing with us from Budapest to Liberland. So we will physically be in Liberland, and we might also, if the signal permits, we will also be in the metaverse at the same time with a couple of people joining us during our cruise. So that's the cool thing about Liberland. It is really not just a virtual space, it is also physical space. And it is also an idea of building a freest country in the world.
That's incredible. So it's definitely a fusion there. It sounds like you've got the best of both worlds when it comes to the elements from the virtual world and the physical world as well.
Yeah, and another cool thing is that we also already have investors. There is initial fund of $100 million for development of physical infrastructure in Liberland, but there is more than $20 billion committed by the people that applied for citizenship for the development of Liberland. So whatever you see around you also does have a financial backing for the physical construction.
Wow, that's incredible to hear. I definitely didn't know that, and it would be amazing to see all this architecture actually constructed in the flesh, barring of course the floating buildings. I'm not sure how you're going to accomplish that, but
yeah, well, we have to do a couple adjustments to the Hadid architecture, but they're always like this, they design things which are unbuildable, or everybody tells them they're unbuildable, but at the end they're able to build it anyway.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of those, and it'll be great to see. Also, I wanted to ask you about, Liberland Metaverse. It's a center, of a crypto hub, really. What do you think makes it an attractive draw for crypto investors, crypto projects, and crypto companies?
Well, because of the freedom, right? And I think that's the only thing that crypto needs to flourish, is the freedom to transact. Our constitution is very strict about not having any legal tender, allowing any tender to be used as people wish. And of course, we were forward looking from beginning. We implemented Bitcoin as our national reserve currency 6 years ago. That was 6 years before El Salvador decided to go that way. And of course, we have also all these leaders who are either supportive or are our citizens from these different areas of the crypto world, of the DeFi world. Just to name a few, Roger Ver is one of our key supporters. Vít also supports our project, and many others that are the leaders of the current development in the worlds of cryptocurrencies.
That's incredible to hear. It sounds like you've carved out a really promising spot here for becoming perhaps even the center of the world when it comes to crypto projects and activities. That'd be great to see when it definitely comes to fruition and you get more citizens. We'll definitely keep an eye on that as well. And speaking of which, actually, I want to ask you as well about the economy of Liberland Metaverse and what that will look like in terms of what currencies it'll run on.
Well, this is the thing. Again, we want to have a complete openness for any kind of currencies. We will integrate the possibility to pay directly inside, and we will integrate with some wallets. So that's still in progress. The integration of for example, these wallets that you have in the browsers. That's one of the first things we want to do. Our blockchain itself is running on Polkadot-like environment, and that wallet is also going to be integrated here. So I really believe, people will come down to Liberland and they will do some transactions right away. For anniversary, we actually have a auto car salesperson that is bringing these car NFTs, 3D models of cars. And when you buy these NFTs, you can also get the physical car delivered at the same time, which I think is super cool.
Wow!
So that's one of the projects that I would love to see there for the anniversary. And if not, shortly after anniversary, it should already be here a car saloon where people will be able to see the cars and actually buy them at the same time and choose if they just want NFT or they want also the physical delivery of the car.
Wow, that's really incredible to wrap your head around, I think, there. And how about in the way of land sales? Are you looking to get involved in NFT land sales? I know that the area of land is, well, in the metaverse, it really depends. It can be, infinite, but you have a certain, I think,
Liberland itself has been now parceled out in this plan into 1,500 plots. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, and that's kind of cool because the size of Liberland just doubled with the metaverse. And so we have physical as well as virtual spaces, and we will start with selling of these virtual plots. And I hope it will start maybe in June, maybe even earlier than that. We want to have all these tools available for people to construct on these plots, and that's a bit of a technology that needs some time for development. So once we have these tools and we will allow people to actually construct on these plots, then we will be able to launch the sale of the land. Or maybe we will launch it even a little bit before. We will see how that strategy unveils.
Right, certainly very promising and great to hear there. It sounds like you definitely have your work cut out for you in terms of these land sales, but it might be a hot property when you do get around to opening it up to the public. So
yeah, it's important to say, that the primary access will be there for Liberland citizens and then also for Liberland e-residents. So that's the way we have structured it. But later on during the year, we will also open it up for other citizens from all around the world. But we just wanted to give the citizens a little bit of advantage over other newcomers. And by the way, it's not that difficult to become citizen. It's just a couple of steps you can take on our website.
Right. I mean, I think first of all, it's really important that you do prioritize citizens there. But speaking of which, I understand that Liberland itself has, I think, almost 1 million, perhaps, citizenship applications in the real world, and then only perhaps several thousand that you've accepted so far. Do you think that this project will influence your citizenship application numbers?
I believe we will get a couple more millions because of this project. That's kind of cool. And we are already similar size like Malta or Iceland in terms of potential nationals. But of course, we really are looking forward for people that can move our project forward. And those are the people that are getting the citizenship. But these 7,000 people that are around us that have did something significant to move Liberland forward is already a serious group. And I just hope it will be more and more over the time from that almost million of people that applied for citizenship.
Wow, definitely. I have no doubts as well that those numbers will increase, especially in light of this project. And, it's great as well that you do consider what these citizens can bring to Liberland. And I think this is sort of a part of your nation's philosophy as well, the libertarian ideal about, contributing to society as a whole. And, obviously you prioritize democracy and meritocracy as well. And this translates as well into the Liberland Metaverse. Is that correct?
It does, and the main idea, and I think the most revolutionary idea about Liberland in general, is that the taxes are voluntary. And on top of that, they actually give you, whenever you pay them, they give you the share of the country you're living in, which I think has also never been really done in past, but I think it's an important evolutionary step for the nation states today. So we're putting this in practice, not just that you are not going to jail if you don't pay enough taxes, but you're actually going to get rewarded on the basis of how much taxes you pay. And in other countries, people don't even tell you thank you when you pay taxes. We are actually going to give you something in return.
That's incredible. I mean, it's very revolutionary what you're talking about. And I think that'll definitely come to fruition between the virtual and the real Liberland. So that'll be something definitely to see. And, also as well, I have to admit, I have heard that this metaverse will have a lack thereof of police and of rules compared to other metaverses, as we know, which are, quite heavy on their surveillance and, even data mining is an issue that's been brought up with other metaverses. But this one, I understand, will have a more self-governance approach and less authoritarian. Is that correct?
And when we also want to divide actually Liberland into 3 separate spaces according to the planning of the land as well. And that will also come with like 0 basically rules for construction in one spot and some construction in this second layer. And in the third layer where we are right now, which is kind of the governmental center, there will be more control over the construction and over the things that are going to be developed. But in general, yes, we want to give citizens in Liberland as much as freedom as possible, but it doesn't mean there will not be security. We believe Liberland will be one of the most secure places in the world, both the metaverse as well as the physical space. We just believe you don't need too much rules to make it happen. And you at the end don't need that much police force all around if you have, nice citizens and nice visitors to the place.
Right, very well said there. I think it's important to find that intersection between security and freedom, and hopefully that's what we see with the Liberland Metaverse.
Exactly, and by the way, we are just finishing our constitution. I'm quite proud about it. It also took us 7 years to fine-tune the elements. Now on this cruise that is heading from Budapest to Liberland today evening, we are actually going to have a final debate about the articles, and we ended up having a similar size document like United States has, and I really don't believe you need that much more. We actually had a big debate how to cut it shorter, but I believe now with everybody can read it within an hour, the whole document and all it entails. It's a right structure to start a country with.
Right, I completely agree there. I mean, I don't put it past you that you have found a way to create the rules in a concise way and really get to the crux of what Liberland stands for, and especially translate that into the metaverse as well. And just before we wrap up, I really want to ask you when we can expect to actually see the Liberland Metaverse up and running.
The anniversary is a great opportunity for you to see a lot of the features that Liberland Metaverse itself will have. And we will expand the Metaverse. I think every week we will add a new building after the anniversary, that they will be rented out to companies. They will be also probably shortly after sold, the buildings themselves. So, the whole ecosystem is going to take off fairly soon, and I'm quite excited about it. So 13th of April, that's the anniversary of Liberland, and that's basically the soft start of the whole project.
13th of April. Okay, we'll definitely mark that in our calendars, and it'll be great to see beyond the 13th of April as well, everything that that comes about with the Liberland Metaverse. It'll definitely be a very exciting project in an exciting space to watch. But thanks very much for sharing all your insights today, Vít. It's been great, and I'm loving the tour so far. You've got an incredible Metaverse right here.
Thank you very much, and let me do a small dance for you before we finish.
Thank you. I love it. It's great.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Great speaking with you. Bye-bye.